Hello and welcome. My name is Desiree Shaw. I'm a psychotherapist and I vlog on a podcast about mental health. Men's mental health, women's mental health in general. I'm on a mission to make therapy accessible and change the world one thought at a time. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like, make sure you support what I'm doing, because what am I doing? I'm making therapy accessible and I'm trying to support those who cannot access therapy for themselves. How to manage dark thoughts. During this time, the whole COVID-19, the coronavirus, we're watching the news a lot, aren't we? We're listening to a lot of bad news, and the scoring of of how many people we're losing because of this is rising, and we're hearing a lot of information on a daily basis, and it can be, not even can be, it is a lot, particularly that we're in self-isolation, we're social distancing, we're quarantined, we're being told not to communicate physically with anyone, so we're doing everything online, we're doing everything virtually. It's so easy right now for the dark thoughts to set in. We've already been doing 3 weeks of being quarantined, and it's not an easy task to do successfully and happily. So when I say successfully and happily, we're going to find ourselves in some uncomfortable positions, mainly with our own thoughts, because we're left with our own devices, and those of us who live on our own, we're really being left by ourselves. We're recognizing everything about us. We are focusing on our personalities, on our shortcomings, on how lonely we are, on our relationships. There's so many things going on. We've been taught throughout growing up how to become more distant from ourselves. So we fill our time with doing things to stop us thinking about what is really going on for us. Because most of the time we don't really want to do that, do we? So what we tend to do is avoid it. Well, it's just going to be a matter of time before the dark thoughts come. And when the dark thoughts come and they set in, this is when you are now alone with that core belief about yourself, and something triggers it. And it could be anything. It could be anything from watching something on TV, listening to the news, to putting your rubbish out, to saying hi to your neighbour, feeling how lonely you are, or actually how loud your thoughts are. And the loudness of your thoughts are what can get you into the traumatic thoughts and spiraling of other thoughts to basically bring truth to the irrationality of the thoughts that you're having, because you're by yourself. So how do you deal with the dark thoughts? I'm going to tell you how to deal with the dark thoughts. Thoughts, they come and they go, and it's what we're paying attention to, which is really important for us to recognize that we're in charge. But that's easier said than done, because when you're at home and you're alone and you're thinking about these things, you only have yourself. And when you only have yourself, all you can do is rely on the most prominent thought, the most dominant thought that you actually have in your mind. And when that plays out in your day-to-day, it seems real. Now, I'm here to tell you that you can pull yourself out of this. This whole quarantine, this whole COVID-19 is going to get you to recognize what you're made of. And it's going to get dark sometimes. And darkness is not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's how you deal with it. It's how you come through. Because it's a natural part of life. With day there's night, with night there's day. We have to get through the night in order to get through the day. We have to get through the day in order to get to the night. And this is a natural process of life. When all you're looking for is the light, you're avoiding the reality that sometimes it gets dark. And it's dealing with that dark, okay? So when that thought pops into your head, I urge you to keep a log of it. Notice what you're thinking, and notice the pattern and the shape that it takes, and notice what area of your life does it encompass. Notice how the thoughts trigger you and what you want to do. What do you feel like doing? Do you want to go into your fight, flight, freeze? Do you want to get away from it? Do you want to run? Do you want it to go away? Do you want to avoid it as much as you possibly can? Do you want to freeze and pretend it's not happening? Or do you want to fight your way out? What is it you want to do? Recognize your go-to fight, flight, freeze. Recognize that thought that keeps popping up and pull that thought apart. Okay? Because that thought is going to be prominent, and it's probably going to have different thoughts attached to it, and there's going to be other situations that are probably going to happen for you, which are going to put you in a position where you're going to be thinking about this more often than you would like to. So you're going to pull it apart. And how you put it apart, I can show you how to do that. Okay? To get more in depth about how to manage the dark thoughts, I would like you to follow the questionnaire in the link below. Fill it in. Put your email in there. Let me know what the problem is. This is all free support. We're all going through something here, and we all need each other. And I think that can be the most scariest thing, is to recognize that we really do need each other. The dark thoughts will come and they will go, but it's all about how you attach meaning to those dark thoughts, and how long you hold on to those thoughts, and how truthfully you make those thoughts be to you. Nothing is true unless it's an actual fact. It's all perception. I made a video called "It's All," perception is everything. Have a look at that. I wrote a bit more detail about it in a blog. Is perception everything, or is it? I can support you in how to manage those dark thoughts, and I can support you in how to letting go of those dark thoughts. It's a natural process of life, and we can get through this. Letting go of the thoughts is a process of being able to eliminate the truth from the irrational. The rational, you're going towards the rational and not the irrational. Okay? Remember, we're triggered from our ABC. Our thoughts are either irrational or rational. We place meaning on them. During this time when we're alone, we got a lot of time to place meaning on things, but we've also got a lot of time to make use of what we have, which is us. And we can actually find out how we can improve and how we can strengthen our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities. We're only human. We are so human. It is a natural place for us to be right now. And it is a natural place for us to be uncomfortable with this. So when the dark thoughts happen, keep a record and notice what triggered you. Notice where those thoughts went to. Okay? And I will support you in how to let them go in another video. So recognize that this is not the end. It's not abnormal. You're not alone. But it's what you're paying attention to. I will post some of my podcasts that I did on what you pay attention to, and how you can actually release these thoughts and these feelings in the description box below. So look out for that. Click on it, because they give a bit more insight. They're a little bit longer than the vlogs, so that they can actually explain in depth. And again, do the questionnaire. They're a psychological questionnaire which can support you into understanding your own anxiety and your own depression. And we all have it. And recognize that you can manage the anxiety attacks and the panic attacks. And I'll also put links in on how you can deal with that. This is a temporary situation, and we can get through this. It will pass, but it really is about how we are interacting with ourselves right now. Not about how we're interacting with others, but how we're interacting with us. How compassionate we're being towards ourselves. How kind we're being towards ourselves. How loving we're being towards ourselves. How supportive we're being. Those dark thoughts can only penetrate by you having those thoughts and focusing on them. Now, I'm not saying if you're having those thoughts this is a bad thing and it's all your fault, but it's up to you how to let them go. Okay? My name is Desiree Shawn. I'm a psychotherapist, and I do a lot of vlogs. So look out for my vlogs and my podcasts and my blogs on my website. click on the link, sign up, contact me. We all need each other, and I'm here to help. I'm on a mission to make therapy accessible and, I was going to say save the world, change the world one thought at a time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.
You can make it happen, baby. You can be where you please. All you gotta do is try, then try once again, then try a few more times, then try after then. As a teenager, I dreamed to see the world, but how could I do this? Me, a poor black girl. And just when my will was lost and all hope seemed set free, I remembered my mommy's face and her telling me, if you wanted to have a baby, hold fast and believe. You can make it happen, baby. You can be where you please. All you gotta do is try, then try once again, then try a few